Hey y'all, so before I get this video started, let me give a quick shout out. These were the first 3 comments in my last video. If you want to be featured in my next video, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell and come show me some love when I drop a new video. What's up you guys, it's KeAmber Vaughn aka CoachKe coming back to you with another video. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and also tap the bell so that you are notified of every new video that I post. So as you guys can tell by the title of this video, I'm finally doing my budget recap for the month of January. My February budget actually just started on the 10th, so my January budget went all the way until February 9th. That is why you are getting this now. I did go ahead and, since I still don't know what I'm going to do in regards to my budget planner, I went ahead and I hole punched all the pages and put it into this little binder. That way I just don't have a whole bunch of freestanding pieces of paper. So I'm going to, that's February. I basically put February in front of January. That way I don't have to scroll past January to get February, if that makes sense. I want my current month to be on top. So I've already gone ahead and closed out my budget. This video, we're going to be recapping and showing the budgeted versus the actuals and the pluses or minuses. And I'm also going to grade myself. But before I do that, I'm going to show you guys how January played out towards the end. So this is a graph of my simplified version, and I'm going to scroll out just a bit so that you guys can see the entire thing, so I can show y'all how I did that process. So I went ahead and I color coordinated. So all of the dark blue is the direct deposit account. When you're using my budget method with the simplified version, you're pretty much gonna have 4 or 5 accounts. 4 is the minimum, 5 is the max if you want to put money towards an account that's specifically for your future debt payments. If you don't and you just want to at the end of the month just pay the money towards the debt out of what you have left over before sending it to savings, you can do that too. So 4 accounts minimum. So dark blue is the direct deposit account. That's self-explanatory. That's where all of your direct deposits or payments will go. Purple is my everyday spending account, or where I pay for my variable expenses out of. And then this pink is going to be the account that's specifically for bills, and then this light blue is going to be savings. So when I got paid, now if I was doing this based off of how I really do budget, you guys know that I keep a $4,000 minimum or baseline in my account. So what would actually show here, and it's kind of up to you, I could make this start off at $54.47.37 because my account would technically start at $4,000, or you could be like me, like I just completely ignore the $4,000 that's there and I just go based off of what's coming in and going out, and the $4,000 is not included. So this was my paycheck here. I went ahead and I split that off. So I sent the $482.50 bi-weekly to the variable spending account. I sent this money off for my bills. And by the time I subtracted these two, because you send it right away when you get paid, this is what I had left in the account. My second payday came and it was $1468.57. This is what I ended up with as a total. These two amounts here is what was left in my account after those 2 weeks. So I ended up spending like $200 and something, or what is it, $360 something out of this account, and that's what was left over there. So at this point, this line is what's in my account on my next payday. So I'm going to head and subtract the $482.50 from here for my variable spending again. Then this particular paycheck, I needed $391.65 to go towards my bills. So after I subtract these two from what is in the direct deposit account, what's left is $1346.80. And when I add this to what was left over from the first biweekly paycheck, I ended up with $608.03. And then we got the $391.65. Then I ended up getting a YouTube paycheck for $376.03. That is what ended up being in the account, the direct deposit account at the time. I do take 20% off the top and put it in towards savings. So when I did that and I subtracted it, this is what was left in the direct deposit account. And then I now had a balance in my savings of $75.20. So at the very end of the budget, this is what was left between those different accounts. In my variable spending account, I still had $134.83. In the direct deposit account, I had $1,647.63. There was nothing in the bill account because all of my bills are literally exactly what they are. There is no overages or unders. And then $75.20 is what was in savings, and this was actually the tax account. Now you could do your savings into multiple accounts if you like, or you could just have it all in one. It just kind of depends. So with this particular scenario, what I would end up doing if this was my real scenario of how I have my money in different accounts, I would likely keep the $134.83 in this account for kind of like a just in case I overspend in the future. I typically do not overspend, so in a real scenario, I would just put this off to savings at the end of the month. But if you're somebody who is likely to overspend, just keep this money in your spending account because you kind of just never know. Or it just might be like an overage where like, oh, your first bi-weekly paycheck, you might end up spending some of this, but then your second bi-weekly paycheck, you don't end up spending as much. As far as what's left over here, let me get a black pen. So if I was still in debt, what I would do is I would split this off half and half. So we have $1647.63. I would send $823.81 off to savings, and then $823.81 off to debt. Now, I don't have debt, so that's not a real life scenario for me. But if you were still in debt, once you get to the end like this, this is what you would end up doing. Now, you can also go ahead, if you're somebody who doesn't tend to overspend, you could send this off, you know, splitting half to savings, half to debt as well. And that's pretty much it. And like I said, how you divvy up your savings is kind of up to you. Either you could put it in multiple accounts or just one account. Again, it's all up to you. So let's now go ahead and get this together. I'm going to go to, I'm gonna zoom y'all back in as well. I'm gonna go to my weekly allocations page because we're gonna do the income first. All right, so paycheck one, I budgeted that it would be $1,313. What I actually got paid was $1,447.37. Paycheck two, I budgeted $1,336, and what I actually got paid was $1,468.57. And is that what I did budget 01. What I budgeted for YouTube was $376.01, but I ended up getting 3 cents. And then I did end up getting my stimulus check of $600. I did let you guys know this in one of my recent videos. I actually didn't think I was getting it this second time around because when I went to like the little page on the IRS where you ask like where's your payment at the time, I got this specific error code or whatever that was basically in the FAQs telling me that I wouldn't get it and I would just have to claim it on my taxes or something like that. I don't know, but either way it ended up coming into my account. So let's go ahead and total this out, and then I'm gonna do the pluses or minuses and we'll get to the spending because I overspent in I think almost every category. Ugh. But I'll tell you guys why. All right, and the reason you guys didn't see the stimulus check on my channel is because I literally sent the whole thing to savings. I do know that you're taxed on I think you have to get taxed on that money, but I have so much money between my two tax accounts that me not sending 20% or 28% of this off, trust me, it's gonna be okay. All right, now let's go ahead to do the pluses and minuses real quick. This was my actual, this is what I budgeted. So I ended up earning, scoot this over a bit. I earned $134.37 more than what I budgeted. For paycheck two, I earned $132.57 more. And then, I don't know why I wrote 01 again. Then with YouTube, I earned 2 cents more and $600 more than the stimulus because I didn't budget that at all. So 134.37 plus 132.57 plus 2 cents plus 600 is, I'm actually gonna do that in green again, $866.96 more. I did not include the $600 in that little map I just showed y'all, just because I did send it all off to savings, so I could just add that over into that savings column if anything. Okay, so now let's go down for the expenses, and let me get the right color. My rent was $300. My rent is low because I choose to live with my mother and sister. All of this is always correct. So then I'm just gonna do this on the plus and minuses. These are literally the only 4 bills that I have: rent, car insurance, dental, and health insurance. Now let's get to the expenses. And as you guys know, in my expense tracker, I actually have the pluses and minuses done. I don't have the actuals. So let's go ahead and do those first. So for groceries, I was over budget by $52.96. And basically the reason is because I knew the weather was going to be really, really bad last week and kind of going into this week as well. So I basically got groceries for more weeks than usual, and that was just to ensure that I didn't run out of food and didn't want to go out in the snow. The other reason is because I did not project to do a crab boil for my mom's birthday, and I did, and that was like, I think, $60 per person. So even with me overbuying on groceries for the weather, had I not had that crab boil, then I still would have been under budget. But that's what my mom wanted, and so that's what we did. As far as personal household goes, I still had $11.25. Restaurants, I still had $37.82, even though on one of those days I did buy all of us Chinese food, and I usually put that in the miscellaneous category because anytime I do restaurants it's really just for me. But because I was already over budget in the miscellaneous category, I was like, oh, I could just take this out of my restaurant budget, it's no big deal. For gas, I only filled up once because I have not worked since the second to last week in January. So I still had $74.90. Oh, I didn't even fill up. Did I? I didn't at all, actually. So I spent a couple of dollars, and that's just when I was getting my car done. They gave me a loaner car, and it was like, what, $5 that I needed to fill the car back up because all I did was drive home and back out there. Okay, so for the shopping category, I still had $3.63 left over. I usually don't spend very much money out of that particular category, but I think this month I bought a battle pass for an Xbox game that I play. I also bought t-shirts from one of my childhood friends that I still have to pick up. Bought some analog covers for my controller, bought slippers, a makeup case, and some PJs. So that's not anything that usually happens for me. Now, miscellaneous category, I was over budget by $55.96. Again, I ended up getting my mom a way more expensive gift than what I was budgeting for, but it's what she wanted, and she rarely says that she wants anything. So when she spoke about it, I was like, okay, I'm getting it. For supplements, I still have $16.10. One of those supplements I'm actually going to send back because I think it's making me nauseous. And then for business, I don't think I spent anything in that category. Like usual, I didn't. Oh, I thought I was over budget in way more categories. I wasn't. My bad. I didn't mean to lie to y'all. I really thought I was over budget in more categories than that. $52.96 negative. I'm just doing the pluses or minuses, and then we'll do the actual. Plus $11.25 plus $37.82 $74.95, $363. Then I'm gonna subtract $55.96, add $16.10, and then we're gonna add $100. So I was under budget by $134.83. And if we go back to that map that I created, you guys can see that here. So the numbers check out. Now let me go ahead and do my actuals, and then I'll show you guys how much money I saved, which I'm still gonna do on a monthly basis, even though I'm not dedicating a video anymore to updating you guys on what's in my savings. So the actual for groceries is $352.96. I'm actually thinking about switching planners to Erin Condren, but I would like some feedback from you guys. Like, any of you guys use hers? I really hate to switch because I know I created my planner specifically to work with my budget method, and I don't want to have to like use stickers. And I mean, I guess it would be kind of cool. It'd be a nice change to my channel, but I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. Okay, so the actual for personal household was $88.75. Restaurants was, is that right? Oh yeah, I got Freddy's and Chop Suey. Okay, yeah, that is right. Shopping or gas, I spent the $505. Shopping was $96.37. I still have like between a fourth and a half of a tank, I think. All right, and then miscellaneous is gonna be $55.96. $180.96. What else did I spend money on? Because I spent 90 bucks on my mom's gifts. I got headphones as a gift to someone. Bought food for my sister when she took me to the eye doctor. Bought my mom some slippers. Got food for a couple of two people here. Oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. And then I got a $10 birthday card for my mom. I didn't even realize it was that much till I had to write it down. All right, supplements, I spent $68.90. Business, I spent $0. So let's go ahead and total this all up. $62.49, $954, $232.11, plus $352.96 for groceries, $88.75, $37.10, $505, $96.37, $180.96, $68.90. So total I spent $1434.31, which I know is correct because when I reconcile my weekly allocations page, basically what I had kept in checking throughout the month plus my YouTube check, because I forgot to put that in there, then I subtracted what I had left over in my account to reconcile down to my savings. So when I sent that off to savings, of course it came from my checking account, and what I had left over is $1434.31, which is what I needed or what I had to spend for my fixed and variable expenses. All right, so let's get into the savings. What I had budgeted for savings was $1,455.86, and I know I spent way more than that even outside of the stimulus check. So let's start off with the miscellaneous / investment sinking fund. What I sent was $210.82 out of my first check. My second check, I sent $183.57, and then when I reconciled my account down, I sent another $313.27. Essentially, at the end of my budget, I had $4626.55 in my checking account. So the $626.55, which is in excess of $4,000, I sent off to savings, and half of that went to my miscellaneous / investment sinking fund. So what I sent for the total month is $707.66. For medical, we have $105.40. Oh wait, I actually sent more to Miss. Okay, wait a minute. I think I did that wrong. $210.82. I sent $367.15. Then I sent another $313.27. I knew it. I hate making mistakes. Okay, so what I actually sent was $891.24. And I sent more than that. Because the whole $600 from my stimulus check I sent there as well. So okay, I'm gonna calculate this one more time, and I'm not editing this out because y'all need to see that mistakes happen. 15 plus 313.27 plus 600. All right, so I'm just gonna axe this whole little line, and I'm gonna write in black for this one. Actually, I think I could squeeze it right here. So it was $1491.24 that I sent to my miscellaneous account. Okay, so for medical, I sent $105.40 plus $183.57 plus $156.64. That gives me a grand total of $445.61. And I sent the same exact amount off to my car sinking fund, it looks like. And then my taxes was the $75.20. So let me do the pluses or minuses, then I'll do the actuals, and then I'll grade myself. So $690.33, $1491.24. So even outside of the stimulus check, I still saved $200 more in, more like $110 more in this account than I thought. 600, no, yeah, $200 more. Okay, so the medical account, we have $345.16 minus $445.61. I saved $100.45 more. So this one is 144 cents. And this one is blank. So what I actually sent off to savings, $2,457.66. And then the total amount that I sent more than what I budgeted is $1,001.80. So without the $600 stimulus check, I still saved $400 more than what I thought. So if I had to grade myself, I'm actually going to give myself just an A. I can't do an A+ because I did overspend in these two categories, and even though there was good reason, it's still, I didn't budget for it, so it is what it is. So that is what happened in January. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, feel free to leave them down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, but other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.